You run to a life transforming experience as Pastor Prince Abah brings you God's Word with deep insight and power. God bless you.
Hallelujah. Amen. This evening we'll look at church growth. In brief, it's a very short one but very powerful. Church growth. Hallelujah. Church growth. Now, let me say this. Okay, church growth. We'll look at some few things about church growth this evening. I want us to take a statistics of how many churches we are already planting to know. Let's see if we can do a little statistics on how many churches we're already planting in church in this. Because what I want to do now is help you, show you principles or show you secrets to church growth that before the year runs off, if you are diligently committed to what I'm showing you, we are going to be pastoring this whole city, the whole nation. I'm telling you, the principles are very simple. Very, very simple. This is very important. Very, very key. Church growth. Church growth. Church growth. Church growth. Church growth. Church growth. I don't know how many of you are willing to come up. How many people are willing to say, Pastor, you are not the only one who is going to have a voice in the nations. As long as I'm concerned, me too, I will. Adeboye, you're not the only person who will. Kumuyi is not the only person who will. I would also join that league. Many are called, few are chosen. To be amongst the choosing, there is something you need to know. There's something you need to be doing. To have dominion. One of the tools for dominion is knowledge. There's something you need to know. There's something you need to be doing. Is it possible to have a church that runs 7 services? Yes. Is it possible to have 200 branches of Priestly Hills in Abakaliki? Is it possible? There's no devil anywhere that can stop it. You're the only one, and your ignorance that stops it. Your ignorance, your disobedience, your unwillingness is what can stop it. Because it will help you know how serious-minded we need to be now as a church. How focused we need to be as a church. How synergized we need to be as a church. It will help you know how we need to be playing together as a team. Who are busy running around giving one excuse or the other. Certain things will happen to them like African magic. To just happen in such a way. They'll be wondering, hey, how come? How did this happen? Hey, when did Pastor Prince start? Hey, when did he enter Washington DC and he's talking to presidents of nations? Hey, when did these people start pastoring? When did they start planting? I want to say this first of all. Hear this. You see the way I'm pastoring you now is different from the way any pastor in Abakaliki is pastoring. Whether you know it or not. Let me tell you something. I think I've said this thing before and I want to say it again because anybody who is coming to church here attending services like he's attending another church, there are other options. He's making a mistake. Say if you want to become a doctor, you attend medical school. Is it nursing school you attend? If you want to become a pilot that flies plane, do you go to driving school? What school is it called, sir? Aviation school. Okay. But is it not drive? All of them are driving. Oh no. You need to understand me now. Is it not drive? All of them are driving. Okay. See if you want to become a lieutenant after graduation in the army, you need to go to an NDA, Nigerian Defense Academy. What makes that guy who just went to NDA, graduated, they've given him 1 star, I don't know what they give them. And they put him in office. Different from recruits that have been in the force for years and they are standing on the road carrying whip. And one guy just goes, study after 4 years or so, graduates, they put him in an AC office and give him convoy and give him orderly, give him a fine quarters. And the ones who have been there 20 years ago are doing him. Sure, sir. What's the difference? What's the difference? Everybody say preparation. The way they were trained, preparation, the quality of institutions they went to made the difference. The mistake some of you will be making is that Pristine Hills is another church like any other church in town. Big mistake. So if you relate with the ministry and relate to the training, some of these trainings I'm giving you, if you go to other places, you will not be hearing it. You know why? The diet I'm using to make you is not diets that will produce church members. It's diets that will produce world changers. I'm training you. I want to say for the benefit of those of you who may have not known or heard it. I'm training you the way Pastor trains my pastor, Reverend David. The way he trains Pastor Mike. The way he trains Reverend Oyix. If you don't catch the stamina now, if you don't catch the capacity, build the capacity to begin to receive things at that level, this thing will wear you out. And let me also shock you. You'll be a mad person who goes to church in this town is like you. Everybody who pastors in this town is not like me. It's not braggadocious. I know it. We are chasing different things. When I see a pastor of a branch church, no, I can't. There's something I am pursuing. There's something. You are the ones I am bringing to the level of the Pastor Mikes and Pastor Oyix. I'm not trying to get you. I'm not bringing you to the level of another church member in one church. Don't be deceived. What we are running is new. We are not running an end product. We are running something that is starting. We are running another revolution. What happened in Christ Embassy in the University many years ago is just restarting. So if you look at Christ Embassy now, look at the University now, and you are seeing their members and equating them to you, you are making a mistake because you are not the same. They are finished products. They are off product or byproduct of something that started many years ago. You are the ones beginning the process after 10 years. 15 years. The same way they are now is the same way times 3 would be. So if you look at this one coming from, you think you are the same, you talk like them. Don't be deceived. You may look the same physically, you are not the same. Your church may look like their own, you are not the same. These ones are people who finished product. You are coming from the womb. You are not finished products. So who are you following? The Bible says, follow after these men who through faith and patience, they are meant to look up to now. They are meant to be looking. That is what has made me the way I am. You know, recently I have a lot of distractions coming from calls now, from some so-called pastor friends. In town, outside town. Phones ringing. Can I see you? And pastors, you know what I do with them now? They call, like, please sir, can we see in 3 days time? Okay, can we make this meeting some other time? Okay, can we just discuss on phone? We can't see. You know why? I know what holds people down. I know what makes people not travel far. I know what makes people not travel a far distance. I know that thing and I'm not cut out for it. That's why you see all the standards I'm bringing in this church. I am bringing a standard from on high. And I'm superimposing it on you. So that, okay, for those of you who are going to be starting ministries, you're not going to start another kind of, you are going, oh yeah. finding the best way to communicate this thing. I'm finding the best way. So if you keep doing, that means now, if we would get the result, the people who we are looking up to have gotten, we must pay the price they paid. The same price is the price we must pay. Even more. If you're a general overseer who wants to get the kind of result Pastor Chris is getting, you must pay the price Pastor Chris paid. Do you know the price I'm paying? The price is painful. Telling you, not any one of you here can pay half of it. It's painful. If you know the depth of price, the depth, painful. You have to learn to see things differently. You have to learn how to communicate things differently. You have to learn how to observe things. You have to learn so many things. So many things. You are building systems and structures. You have a lot of write-up to do. You have a lot of books to write. So much. Can't you see Sunday Adelaja and the rest of them? How many books have they written? You check. Library. Books they have published. 50, 60, 100. You're wondering, hey, me too, I'm a general overseer. I have to publish books like this too. A burden. Don't have that fuel in you that drives you. Hey, that burns you. That makes you give up. That thing that makes you do the different things others are not doing. Go the extra mile, others are not going. That is the secret to achieving success. The kind of greatness that will last, that will stand the test of time. You can't be giving the excuses others are giving. You are not a church member. You cannot be studying the way others are studying. No, you cannot. You are not a church member. You are a leader in making. A global leader. So this training is key. If Pastor Chris calls his CZ pastors and his senior pastors, this is what he's teaching them. He teaches them. Pastor Eunice come back to town. She's not teaching them this one. But they taught her this one. So when they teach her the principle, she comes, she displays the principles, put the principle in work, and the thing is happening. But she's not coming to teach you this one. When she finishes every month, she runs to Lagos. They go and sit down. They put it on them. I'm putting this in on you now so you can go and do what she's doing to get the same result. If you keep sitting down here thinking I'm pastoring you, no, you're making a mistake. Okay, go and check those ministries where people have risen high. Do you know in those ministries there are still feeble people? There are still weak people. There are still poor people. You'll be shocked. The other ones come to church and sit down waiting to be pastored so that God will open the windows and rain manna. They stay there 1 year, 2 years. Nothing is happening. But the few who have access to those information and are doing it are the ones getting the result. So now, see where the problem is. You come to church and sit down like those ones who are sitting down there too. Not knowing that what I'm putting in you is something to be taken out and deployed. The moment you start deploying it and doing it, what will happen is that you will start getting the result those people are getting. Somebody heard what I'm saying? Is it making any sense to you? So, one of the first things you must change is the way you see yourself. The way you see what has been given to you. The way you see the responsibilities put in your care. Change it. You have to change it. If you can only work on it, everything around you starts changing. Do you know I checked all the people I'm relating with? I did a check on my life. I found that I don't have any pastor friend or any pastor friend that is all the pastor friends I have are GOs of ministries. Not just GOs starters. GOs with proven productivity. I check Archbishop. I check Professor Emeka. I check my papa. I check many of them. I check Samademi. I check who I have access to. All of them are Jews. Why am I running after those people? You know why? Because I want to move Pristine Hills to that level. To that level. So what are you running after? If you study Eunice, what is he running after? If you study Cecily Ambrose, what is he running after? If you study Pastor Mike Onyali, what is he running after? If you study Reverend Oyix, what is he running after? How does he dress? What is her passion? What is he studying? How is he receiving the training of pastor? How does he receive it? Because how you hear these things also counts. Then how you respond to it also counts. It matters. You can't be responding like others. You will get the result they get. I found out this thing has this, it is making me different by the day. I used to be ordinary like any other ordinary guy in this town. But, okay, now the difference is clear. Overtaking is happening with speed. The difference is clear in me. The result is clear. The things happening in me. The things happening without. Everything is clear. Everything is shifting. Why? The way I prioritize. What am I looking for? That is what will determine your values. The things you place attention on. The things you give commitment to. The things you prioritize. Is what determines what you will give value to. What you give attention to. It determines the way you see things. The way you receive them. Even determines the people you attract into your life. Determines the kind of books you read. Determines how you dress. Determines your specs. The way you see things. Your spectacle. Determines the price you're willing to pay. It determines the amount of sleep you can afford. And the amount of time you will give into what you are doing. It determines all of this. It determines your worldview. It shapes your worldview. It determines the people whose books you read. See the people, the book. If you come to my library, if you see the people who I buy, their books, check them. Something has happened to me. Something has happened in me. You can't take it away. It reminds the people I'm looking up to. I just can't go to bookstore and see any chewing gum writer's book and buy. Go see Sunday Adelaja, I pick. I see TD Jakes, I pick. I see T.L. Osborne, I pick. There are people with proven productivity, proven track record. Why? I want to replicate that same success. Replicate that same success. Replicate that same tomorrow. So it gives me a sense of urgency. It gives me a sense of passion. It gives me a sense of drive. Yesterday I was supposed to be in Lagos. I got up in the morning. My phone was on silent. My pastor was calling me Reverend David Oweli. I didn't know. He called once. I didn't pick. I didn't know. I got up. Okay, that was 8:24 he called. I got my phone around 11. So open. I saw his missed call. My heart skipped. And I saw a text that said, come to Lagos today. I was like, God. Without waste of time, I jumped into the bathroom. took my bag, prepared. She got me my stuff together, carried. I asked her, get me a flight very fast. Check if there are flights. Book, see if there's a flight available. She checked. She said, Pastor, Aero is available. I said, okay, how much? She sent. I said, okay. I was preparing. The time was for 2:30. In the course of preparing, making arrangements to move and all that, she called again, Pastor, the flight is gone. I said, by now the flight is already gone. My heart broke the more. I said, what madness is this? But I had to find a way, sat down. I trusted. I said, okay, God, give me wisdom to. I sent Pastor a text that at the time I got the text, it was late, that. I didn't know my phone was on silent. I left it, and because of stress, that. And I was really prepared, but flight is gone. And this is the only flight for yesterday. You see how many 3 men respond to things? That's gone. And I called back. I said, come tomorrow, which is today. I said, yes, sir. I became happy, at least. Okay, while I was still making up arrangement, okay, I have to go to Enugu this night. I'm not going to be in a back lake. I have to go this night. Tomorrow morning, I'm flying out. While I was still making arrangement, he called again. He said, now, there are 2 options. Choose from one. I have a leadership, a missions training next week, Monday to Friday. Then, I think we can have more time to be together. We will see, have more time to get. Or would you rather come today? That's tomorrow, between today. I said, Pastor, the truth is, I would like to be in that leadership training. So I will leave it till next week, Monday. So I can even call some of my pastors. He said, that's wisdom. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the other ones we talked about is, maybe you should know, 25th to 28th of August, Pastor is going to be here live. Maybe you should know. Maybe you don't know the man I'm talking about. My pastor, put his picture up. Put it up. I want to see, put it up. You're not celebrating. That's my father. There's a way to rejoice. Live and direct. He will be in Abakaliki. Now, it takes a man who has traveled far. When I talk with pastor, there's a level we reason. I'm not talking like a child. There's a level I've come up to. There's something about the man. Okay, there are a few of you I want to even go with now. Your response to it is what is going to make the difference. I said, you see all this I'm teaching you guys? It's just a fragment of this thing. So you guys need to see certain things. You just go, see, sit down. When you come back, you would have risen above the city. You just grow above the city. All this one, they are putting pressure on you to go and become a nation taker. You are busy struggling with depression, struggling with peanuts and all that, with just vamoose. When you go there, you see principalities. Hey, you turn and say, Pastor, now I understand what you are saying. You are not just talking. Can't it now. The things you just need to see. And this is the first time he told me, say, you are the only son, apart from my sons who have made past training in my ministry, I have in Abah. He said, the reason I'm with you, the reason why I have so much passion and connection with you is because you are taking over from this thing. He said, I have seen it, I know it. And he says those things to me. I humble, I bend down, I cry, I'm like, God. That's how we talk. We communicate. So, 25th, the date is already written. Planning is already going to be starting. We don't have time to waste. The year is already loaded. Sometimes I'm thinking, where are rising? See, meetings, I have Grace Convention. There is a code to mobilize. There's different places to start up work, A lot of targets to be met. But some people are still battling with depression, battling with eye, not being able to see. Some of you should come and stay with me for 1 week. You will see he's not a normal person. 1 week is enough. Just 1 week. You will be surprised you have been wasting your life. Your activities are just in a state of mess. If I come and stay with you, I'm like, no wonder you can't travel far. No wonder there's no passion. Preach me one message. I will start a church. One message on what I've preached here for years. I have taken the word that same day. Only one is enough Just one encounter I had is the result of this thing happening here. There's some you preach it to for years. They're still battling with it. No. Your routine is faulty. There's something wrong with your daily routine. You think to fly private jet is not possible. It's blindness of eyes. Why are you selfish to yourself? Why are you stingy to yourself? Do you like the life you're living now? This small life you're living, do you like it? And they are jolting you up. Come up hither. Come up hither. There's a place on top. There's a place to get up to. There's an altitude to cruise. There's a world to take. And some people think is, look at me sitting down and what I'm worrying about is issues of life. Worrying about money. I'm worrying about whether there's money or no money. Can't you worrying? Sometimes I don't, whether there's money. Hey, do you know the money inside here? Too much money. Do you know the money inside? I'll be bothering because, do you know, when I didn't have a shishi, I was sleeping on the bare floor. Do you know my response towards it? With one trouser, with one suit and one polo. That trouser was my normal trouser and my suit trouser. Iron shines the whole thing. Do you know my response? You can't catch me in gloominess. Then I was eating okpa, only okpa with Coke, every morning and night. You buy 15 naira okpa. Are you surprised? Were we not in it together? We shared the okpa into two. And I will eat to a level he will give me more. Pastor, you need this thing more than me. Slept on the bare floor. No bathroom to bath. We were bathing outside. Do you know our response? Shoe loses alignment and loses configuration. You use it and if you walk in the soul just pulls. Your step changes. You will be happy to go and preach this gospel still. You know what kept me going? What I saw ahead. You give up easily because you don't see anything. You're not pursuing anything. If you're pursuing something, you keep running towards. Paul said, I press towards the mark of the high calling. There's a high calling. You don't have any high calling. That's why you're giving up. If you have a high calling, then nothing can stand in the way of a guy with a high calling. We'll be pressing forward. If you have a high calling, the way we know is that you're pressing. You're pressing towards the mark. Pressing towards the mark. Pressing towards the mark. You're pressing towards the mark. You're pressing. Whether it is, it's pressing. It's pressing. It takes some level of energy. Some level of, you have to press on. And of course, it is not easy to get him. That's a man at the level of Pastor Chris. And we are pulling him to Abakaliki. Date saved. Said nobody should tamper with that date. Say I'm in Abakaliki already. So we are jamming the International Conference Center full. There are things you need to be so courageous to do. Jamming the place full. Nation shift. We are taking, I told him, Pastor, I don't care. We are taking over 100 billboards in Abah. We'll put it in Ezra, put it in everywhere. We'll put it everywhere. I was telling her yesterday and him, I said, look, my friend, if you look at accounts, you won't do this thing. I said, people need to shed blood now. I said, there are things when God is asking you to do, close your eyes and do it. Did you hear him say when he ventured into the stadium? He said it took him courage to do it. But do you know it is steps like that they took that launched them to the world? I said, we're not going to look for government house. Government is partnering anyway. Local government chairman will partner. Commissioners, ministries will partner. Information. I said, it's something you've never seen before. You've not seen it in this part of the world before. Just wake up. You see people with different polos of the program. You see billboards everywhere. It's on the radio, it's on the television. Talk shows are going on as delegation to the government. You will see people will be calling us. Come, what are you about to do? In that same program, we'll be releasing my book, Nation Shift. Now, if you know the quality of people, the nature of the program alone is mind-boggling. That program is going to feature awards presentation. We're going to be giving an award to eminent leaders in Nigeria. Delegation is coming from Buhari's office, from Aso Rock. It's not something we are playing with. The governor will be there live and direct. All his cabinet will be there. And I know he's kind of, just put the billboard. He will call you. Come. What are you trying to do in this life? I'm interested. Come. Take 10 billion on your put. That's his kind of person. I'm not looking for their money. Then bring track records. I'm writing books. I'm not looking at, where is the money to plan? No. There's something inside. There's a creativity inside. There's a wisdom in man. There's a spirit in man. And the inspiration of the Almighty giveth understanding. Release that inspiration. Are you inspired to do it? Just do it. Stop analyzing. You will keep analyzing this and be ending in paralysis, thinking that just go and do it. Step out in faith. Stick your neck. They say you can't fly. Tell them no problem. Look for a tall mountain. Go and jump from it. As you're coming down, grow wings and fly. That's the way men who take the world behave. Keep analyzing. You won't do nothing in this world. Not one thing you will do. I can't. That's the way. And you see, we are pulling his likes. Men of timber and caliber. You see that program, we have syndicate session, 4 days, Thursday to Sunday. We have the 12 spheres of society is being carried along. So, morning session, 8 to 12. Then, we go on break 1 to 2. Then 2 to 3, 12 to 1. Then 1 to 2:30, we have syndicate session. Different. We have people for sports. Somebody on sports, dealing on people who have passion for sports. We have education. We have politics and government. We have business and economy. We have career. We have entertainment. We have media. Different syndicates. Some can be happening here. Some will be happening different halls. Meeting. And everything organized. Security everywhere. Delegation coming from other parts of the east and other parts of the nation. Everywhere. The whole place will be crowded. If you see, yesterday night, I was spending time, we spent time, we were drafting things on paper. The more we were writing, the more the thing was getting big. The more we were writing, it was getting bigger. The more we were writing, it was getting bigger. There's nothing we're not doing. Okay, apart from my father who is coming, Professor Paul Emeka is coming. Last night I was with him. By God's grace, somewhere next week or thereabout, I'll be meeting with him in the office. He's already in. These men we are available. We are in this thing. You think they will just open their mouth and say, yes, I'm coming, when they don't know the substance you carry? Professor Vincent Anibogo is coming. And for the first time, Reverend Sam Adeyemi is coming. The 4 of them jammed this city for 4 solid days. What do you think will happen? So I'm going to Lagos next week with a few leaders. We'll burn the whole of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in Lagos. Saturday we come back. I think we're going there to go and do high jump. When you are sold out to a cause, that is how you behave. You don't have option. This one you are in it. You are there. You are doing this. You are there. No, it's because you are afraid to die. I had options than all of you here. Options. Become a lecturer. No. Leave it. Go and work in the government house. No. I see men who are soaring on eagle's wing. And you want to reduce me to what? Some of you are afraid of being sold out. You can't give up anything. You just want to, hey, how will I earn a living? Who say you are born to earn a living? You are born to earn a giving. You are born to earn a giving. You are born to be a giver. Giver of life. Giver of hope. Restorer of destinies. That's why you're struggling, because you're looking for living. No, people are thinking of how to give. You are the one looking for how to earn a living. Can you imagine how you've belittled yourself? And the living you are earning is 2,000, 5,000. And they are saying, come up. Do you know the death I died? When there was no biscuit to eat, no food to eat, I died. I gave up all these things. Come and I said, no, that's not the deal. I was developing books, developing myself, building myself, doing ministry, gathering experiences, winning souls. Can you see how I become an embodiment of internal treasures? Which field of life do you put me? Okay, now this weekend, I'm going to ask to do an FBI conference. Books. The whole thing is plenty. Books to edit, books to write, good life to live and all that. Good planes to cruise to nations and, money or no money. It's not the issue. God wants to work in you first before he works with you. Stop looking for, God, use me. No. He wants to work in you first. So when I'm to you, I'm showing you how a man who died is now living. Who gave up everything. You think it's going to be magic? Yeah, we just did that program now. Watch the next move of Christy Hills. Just come to church and you see House of Reps member in church. You see them in church. And they want it. Because that program, you just see platform. My pastor just finished doing it. I just come out in few minutes and take them on something. Okay, in that program we're doing a special session for government functionaries. That's just one day. We take Saturday. A special session. Government functionaries. The governor, sit down. Of course, we're going to pay a courtesy call to the government house when pastor arrives and all that, check him in his hotel, and then on Saturday, governor, all functionaries, 2 speakers or 3, maybe Reverend Sam Ademi or Prof, my father must speak. Then I come I start first. They just break their spinal cord small. When I finish, I just go and sit down. Please, sir, can I have your complimentary card? Where do you say your church is? It's just backyard here. Find your way to church also. That's how it starts. You don't get it. You don't get it. The message you're taking back home is there's need for you to come up. There's need for you to be jolted up. There's need for you to, whatever it is. You see, me, I don't have time with somebody offending me. He offended me. It made me angry. He is making me angry. They are persecuting me. You persecute me? Where do you want to start from? For a church to grow, understand that we must rid ourselves of every excuse. That means that there's a price we must pay to grow church. Especially now that we're embarking on some kind of dangerous programs. Everybody must be involved. I have just driven back from somewhere. I went to a hall somewhere around Presco. I saw 2 halls vacant. I said, that's a good place to start church. Who is going to enter inheritance? By saying, Pastor, I am okay now. Send me there. I'll go there. I'll pay for the place. And I will start. Okay, before I get to that level, because there are levels to that, The first thing you need to understand, if church must grow, by God's grace, we have a prolific anointing, a prolific message, an unction on this ministry. There's no way this ministry should not touch the ends of the world. There's no way this ministry should not enter every part, every nook and crannies of Ebonyi, Enugu, Abia, Imo, the whole eastern state. Then we take it to south, take it to west, take it to north, take it all over Nigeria, then take it outside Nigeria, everywhere, because we have the message. Then what other excuse do we have for not growing the church? We can grow church to a level where every chapter is pastoring and running 7 services. Running at least a minimum of 2 services. It's possible. The anointing of every ministry is in the message of the ministry. So the reason I want to show you this is because by the time I'm done showing you, some of you will go back home and come back to me and tell me, Pastor, it's time to start. No more delay. This same thing you're doing, I want to take it and go and reproduce the same result. Because that's the only thing. That's the only way you can enter inheritance. You see all these big programs now, like the ones I've told you we are going to do. Can you see? It requires resources, both people resources to run that program. It requires material resources, financial resources. Till it even requires what you may call, I don't know, can use the word human resources. People who would do the job. Okay, now, Okay, now, let's put it this way. There are a few programs we have this year. There's Kingdom Summit. Okay, there's International Ministers Conference. Nation Shift. There's Grace Convention. Grace Convention is supposed to go to different parts of the state. Different parts of the state. And, like Ikona, where there's a church, Presco, Cast, these areas. We want to take it there, do it, there, harvest souls. Go with prolific grace and unction. Harvest souls from there. Then we can plant a church within that area. Now the question is, these meetings require people. Not just people who will do the mobilization and the publicity and all that, but the people too who would minister. We need ministers from this church. Not people who are just, people who would go and dispense. Can you see the way I'm doing this thing here? I need people who can come up also to the level where they are doing this thing like me. The last time my father, Lord, sent some of his sons to Ebony for a program, he didn't appear here. For 3 days, they broke the spinal cord of this land. Came here to the program, and they left proudly. They finished that program. I called him. I said, Father, thank you for saying you have truly raised men. You didn't appear here, but see what these guys came and did here. The program was a big success. So now, how can we reproduce a church after that kind? Is by getting everybody to rid himself of excuses and sitting down to pay the price for ministry. Everybody perhaps may not start a church, but there are people who should. And those ones who may not start a church, maybe somewhere in the future, at the level where they are, they should also partake in growing church. So the first thing you must understand is, excuses must be rid. Hey, we are not able to sit up to 300 people. It's because our distance is far. No, it's not an excuse. It's because I'm too busy. I'm doing that. I'm a civil servant. And I know pastors who are pastoring. They are doctors. They are lawyers. And they are doing well. Are combining profession and combining ministry and doing very, very well. So nobody says you can't do it. Some are youth corpers and they are doing it. Some are students and they are doing it and they are doing well. At the level where some of you have moved to now, you are the one holding yourself down. There is already grace released. You already have some content. Just find one territory and go and take. The blessing of the commission comes on you, dear. You will see explosion. Okay, let me give you some. There are key notes you should take down now. Notes about church growth. Key notes about church growth. Number one, passion. You need to be desperate. That's what passion means. If you want to grow your church, you need passion. Now, don't listen to this message as a consumer. Listen to it as a producer. Listen to it with the ears. A different kind of ears, because you're going to go and do these things I'm teaching you. Yes. When you go there now to go and start, this is what you're doing there. This thing I'm showing you now is what you're going to take and do. Let me give an assignment. Every one of you, if you are crazy, I'm teaching you. Go and get that message. 5 G's for growing a strong church. I listened to that message today for 3 hours. My mind scattered. A message I preached. I said, look at, how can this will be holding them when everything they need to fly is already available? What is wrong? Get that. Don't listen to any other message this season. This whole week, stay on that message alone. If you don't have it on your phone, go and get it. 5 G's for building a strong church. If you see the information in the revelation in that tape, I read how Jesus started ministry and took ministry to the ends of the earth. What he did with that. If you, oh Lord have mercy. I said, God, there's a message like this and people are still complaining. People are still struggling with healing. People are still struggling with pastoring a large church. People are still struggling with soul winning. People are still struggling with follow up. People are still struggling with discipleship. It's an assignment, every one of you. Get that tape. Put it on your phone. Get the CD. Go and stay with it from tonight. You need to call me and tell me you have gotten it and you are doing it. For the whole of this week, keep playing it. It's a 3 hours hot message. Keep playing it. Keep playing it. Amazingly, the messages I preach here have become a blessing to me more. It's a big shock for me. Something that should help you. How do I know you are taking advantage of it? Every day I see you, I should be moving from glory to glory, not from story to story. Your life should be moving from glory to glory, not from story to story. The secrets are there. Show me how to catch a fish. Leave me alone. Then you'll see results. Don't stop giving me the fish. Just teach me how. Then give me, just leave me alone. When I start coming back with results, you understand. So, what is your problem now? Why are you not taking advantage of it? If ignorance is a big problem or one of the enemies of success, or one of the reasons people are failing, now that you have knowledge available, why are you still failing? Then there's a bigger problem. If ignorance that you don't know a thing was just the only problem, we could say, okay, let's make materials available, then you can excel. But now that you have them, you're not taking advantage of them, you have a bigger problem. I see my own materials have become more of a blessing to me. So we manufacture excuses for not listening to them. Pastor, I'm busy. I burnt 3 hours today listening to my own tape. The message is 3 hours on the stretch. I preached it. No excuse. Do you know how? I have it in this phone. It's not like I was playing it on the compact disc or whatever. I was busy doing some other stuff. It was playing from here. 3 good hours. I didn't stop it. I go to this other place to do something. The phone is with me in the pocket, playing. I was like, what? You mean this thing came out from your mouth, Oga? You preach this message? I said, Jesus. And sometimes you don't know you're preaching here when you stand here. It's when you go back and listen to it. I say, my God. And there are people who have not been able to build one soul. At least go and start a church and let me see that you have one there. Then we know if it is. They have not been able, not even that they started, they have not been able to win one into church. And the information there is crazy. Get rid of excuses. You need passion. So you've got to be passionate if you must grow your church. Grow your church. If you must grow this church, you need to be passionate. Passionate. So it takes a lot of work to grow a church. Ministry is not for lazy people. It's good I say it and mean it again. Ministry is not for lazy people. If you want to do ministry at the level of comfort, you won't go far. It's for people who are paying the price even when it is not convenient. Okay, number 2 notes you need to take. Focus. Avoid moving up and down. Avoid distraction. Focus. Learn how to stay on a thing until that thing becomes you. Until it becomes your daily routine. Until it becomes everything you're living for. Focus. Focus. If your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. Focus. 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 The problem of a lot of people is not that they don't have goals to be met. The problem is that they're not focused on the goals. We have beautiful goals. Today I'm giving God 50,000 souls. Are you focused to give Him? I must plant a church this month. Where is the focus? It's only focus that will take you there. Focus. If you want to define me, it's very easy. If you define the top, it's going to be very. Define me as a tall guy, fair, handsome pastor. You are wrong. If you define me as a man of passion, you are right. If you define me as a man of unwavering focus, you are right. You know where a man's definition lies? In his values. Not in how he looks. You define a man by the values he upholds. Simple. By the values he upholds. So I check your life. You're fine. You're handsome. You're beautiful. You are tall. You are short. You're whatever. Like pastures. But if you don't have values that run you, these values must be internal codes. They must be something that are engrafted in you. It's not something you are. Something that has become part of you. Part and parcel. It's not today you are it, tomorrow you are another thing. No. It's something you must be daily. That church you are building in Ikwo now, what focus do you have on the goals you have set? This year, I must pastor 500 people. It will take you focus. It's not just saying it. Focus. Focus. We give target in church. Every member of church. We are going to be every week. Let us commit to winning at least 3 people. 3 people. You see the way you open your business and you're looking for customers. Same way church should run. Every week. If there is no target to win everybody, 2 people. Minimum 2 people. And you make it a target. Then back it up with focus. It's a new week. I have a target for 2 people I must bring to church. That's church growth. But you do it today, this week, and you get the 2. Next week you don't do it. It has to be consistent. It takes focus. What big picture have you seen? You need to keep seeing the picture and not take your eyes off it. The principles of church growth. Number 1, the growth of the pastor. The growth of the pastor. Any church that wants to grow must first experience growth in the pastor. Nothing grows above the one who leads. Everything grows at the level he grows. The growth of the pastor is key. You are a pastor over a church, or you are a pastor in a church. What level, at what pace are you growing? The word. Studying the word is key. Prayer growth. What are you putting in yourself? What materials are you devouring? How many of your pastor steps do you have? You won't grow when you don't take advantage of these things. So you need to grow within. You need to read books. What do you know about church management? See the way I'm running church digitally. What do you know about church organization? What do you know about soul winning? Church growth. If you know the church growth texts I have now, church growth books I have, books on cell, books on church administration, books on church management, books on my goodness. I'm always on the internet studying something. E-books. Because you can't travel further than your knowledge can take you. You can't travel further than your knowledge can take you. So you need continuous learning. I was traveling. I had even limited resources in the pocket. I was at the filling station to fuel my car before I take off. While I was fueling, what is it called? These people who carry books, sell books and all that, market books, were coming past. I had to call them. I said, come. I saw a few books, how to manage people. Grace Revolution by Joseph Prince. And a few other books. I picked them and put it in my car. Carried it, come to the house, and went and stacked it. Now, one will be wondering, why are you buying those books? You have books you have not even read, and you're still buying more books. I'm not crazy. I know what I'm doing. You see me daily, I'm listening to tapes. I'm studying something. There is no place for vacuum. There is no neutral place in my life. It's so occupied with study, occupied with learning, occupied with observation. What am I doing? I'm growing myself. Is it not evident enough? Hello? You can't give what you don't have. Is it not evident enough? I'm building how to speak. I'm learning professional speaking. I'm learning relationship skills. There is nothing I have not learned. There is nothing I am not learning. Grow yourself. People will not chase after you because you are fine and good looking. They chase you because of what you carry. The Bible says Jesus grew in wisdom. He grew. Some of these things I would have been saying, go and get that tape, 5 Gs for growing a strong church. You will see them. I don't want to talk about them again. Grow in wisdom. That's where a lot of people, Africans, Easterners have a problem. You see why? We do business, the crude. In every area of our life, we'll go to Onisha and see the people doing business. But you don't see the modern style of doing business. We went to Onisha to get some few things. Most of the big shops we went into, we didn't see what you call it, POS. And I didn't have cash. I had to go to the bank to withdraw. What is the POS? They don't know it. They think you want to cheat them. Because down here, we are used to the crude way of doing things. We want the crude way, the all-refined way of doing ministry, all-refined way of doing church, all-refined way of doing business. Everything must be crude. But you go to Lagos, that's why the West seems to be more advanced than us. Everything is computerized. Everything is systemic. Everything is modern. Down here, no. They even still count money and put it in a saving box. They still do it. It will shock you. They still do it. So build the Lagos Business School standard. Call it Onisha Business School. Or call it Abakaliki Business School. They won't come. They won't enroll. They will think you have come to extort them for, of money. Bring a conference that will change their life. Help them. Okay, we wanted to do a program, which we'll still do. I wanted to do it at the early part of this year, but I'm moving it somewhere to the end of the year. Church Growth Conference. Not just for Pristine Hills. I had the initiative with one of the pastors in DC. What was the idea? Because pastor have taught me, whenever you go to a city, don't go there with the attitude of pastoring a church. Say, go there with a heart for the city. It may take you money, but do that. Don't go there looking for one small church. He said, go there carrying a heart. That's why you see Pastor Biondu Lawa is pastoring a church in Ghana and he has the president under him. You go with a heart for that city. Go there with a heart to pastor the nation. So your program cannot just be church tailored. Can't just be church tailored. Can't just be go there and do programs that harvest the city. That's how to pastor a city. That's why we're doing a program like Nation Shift. It's not something for Pristine Hills alone. It's something we're collaborating with other, for the city. So we came up with that conference, Church Growth Conference. We were willing to wanted to bring people like Sei, bring some of these experts in church growth who have proven record. Me, I will come and even sit down. I wasn't coming to teach anything. Sit down, carry my pen and paper. We will bring them. But what we needed is a team of ministers in town come together. Let us plan it. Get these guys at whatever cost. Then even if people cannot afford to pay for the conference because the fee is high, let us make sacrifices and at least give them the honorarium. Let them come. Can come with books. People want to buy books can buy books. So be the kind of pastor, the kind of member who have crazy appetite and love for books. Let the sight of books not scare you. See CDs on the CD stand. Get them. Grow. What makes you listen to me? Pastor has something to say. Grow. Carry content. Let nothing substitute for the place of learning. Continuous learning. The best gift you can give yourself is the gift of daily improving yourself. The gift of self-improvement. It's the best gift. Every day I have a target to meet with that. I have a date with developing myself. Every day. Unfortunately, some people wake up in the morning, 24 hours come and go. Nothing entered you. No knowledge entered you. Oh no, you are wasting your life. And the thing is showing. It will be showing. No revelation. The word is not. Prove yourself. When you speak the word, let people know this one knows the word. He's rightly dividing the word of truth. It takes discipline. Grow yourself. Just will not grow until you grow. Why do you think this year has such a prolific grade? It is wisdom. I think it's just power. Wisdom. First, the growth of the set man. You hear when he opens his mouth, wisdom flows. You see both power. You see wisdom. You see all those things. Then you see he got the guys with him to go and pay the same price. That's why you see I don't do ministry like others are doing it here. I see books that will benefit you. Hey, go and get that book. Before I got to this level, one time I traveled to Benin for a conference. What did I do? I borrowed 30,000. I didn't have any money. I went and borrowed 30,000. When it comes to issue of personal development, I'm not ashamed though. I borrowed. travel to Benin. Spend 7 days. The Monday I arrived Benin, I emptied all the money, apart from my transport, buying books and CDs. Books by Pastor Sam Adeyemi. Books by, is it not him I'm bringing now? He was there. Books by Nia Desayan. Books by Feladrote. Books by generals. I carried these books, came down. I didn't eat in Benin for 7 days. I was only taking water, pure water. No place to sleep because my accommodation money had been burnt buying books. Have you not seen me done that thing practically? Even in Onisha here. Burnt all the money. I slept in front the door of the church house. I put bench. Cold was entering me. Slept there for 7 days. You see, if you know what passion does to me, my passion can burn. It can burn me to it. If you come near me, you'll be hearing the burns of, just be, like you have just burnt akara now. The way you'll be hearing, perceive, that's how you perceive it in me. That's me. Very, very deadly passion. I stayed there 7 days, no food. But guess what? I was always taking the front row, looking so haggard and tattered. Others were looking tushed. Those tushed guys are the ones who attended my conference in Benin, in Delta State. The same tushed guy. I was one looking more tushed now than them. He was looking haggard and tattered. I stayed there, no accommodation. Why? I was hungry for something eternal. Buy knowledge and sell it not. It was something I was looking for. Others came to see their long missed friends. Me, I came there to receive an intangible wealth. Because what you're looking for on the X now, keep running until you get something. You get that thing on the internet that draws it. You're looking for the hardware, go and get the software first. Looking for the wealth on the outside. It keep running away. Influence will keep running. Affluence will keep running. There's something to be done inside. I was there 7 days. The hunger was hitting me. No wahala. But while I was sitting there and listening to those men, I said, don't worry, the world will hear me. It's just a matter of going to do all these things you guys have taught. Give me a few years. I will pack this same hall full. I'm going back to that same place where I sat. Archbishop Margaret Ilaosa. By God's grace, I have contact. I'm going back to that same place to go and do Church Revolution Conference. And they would pack that same hall. That same hall, I will stand there. And I will tell them, it was in this same hall I had my revolution. This same hall. I died here. So now, I'm traveling to Lagos. Opportunity to go and show you things. What is that 30,000 I bought in Benin? What is it compared to where I am now? We want to escape pain of discipline, but we want the pleasure of prosperity. No, escape pain of discipline. You will enter pain of regret. I'm not going to force it on anybody. You got 5 days. Hey, I swell up and swell up. Not just that I'm going there to here. I hear finish, I go and see. I just drive, I go to Samadeh in this place. Go and see. Go to the rock, go and see. There are things where you see. Life will just leave you. You come back to Abakaliki. What am I doing here? Hey? What am I doing here? What am I doing in Abakaliki? What is going on? You would see yourself less than a human being when you travel. Do you know? Success is 80% exposure and observation. Exposure. Travel. You come back. You will be so shocked what you have been doing with. So this way, it's not traveling for holidays. You can travel for holidays and go and have the same experience in Abakaliki. It's not traveling to go and see your uncle. That is not it. Traveling to have a date with your destiny. Except you don't have a future. Then keep whiling time. Grow yourself. Travel. Go and see. When you see it. People are going to Lagos Business School and burning 1.something million for training. When you see men like you who have taken the world and turned it upside down, then you will know. That is what helped me got here. I didn't believe anything in me would even touch the world if I didn't see others do it. By just traveling and see, these people have been hearing on the radio. These people I see on the TV. By just seeing them to face and seeing that these men, they are really doing this thing. They have blood. You can touch them. But something makes them far different from us. I settled it there and there. I said, okay. And ever since I got into the flow, I see it really works. It can work for anybody. Anybody. Grow yourself. Number 2, pray. Prayer. The pastor must learn how to pray. And also structure the church to pray. So you don't just pray. The church should be a praying church. Any church that doesn't pray is sick. Any pastor that does not pray is a sick pastor. Prayers. You grow yourself in wisdom. Then grow yourself in the spirit. Pray. 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 Then don't just pray as an individual. Make prayer a greater equation in your church. See, there are signs and symptoms of a sick church. Number 1, a church that doesn't pray is sick. 2, a church that doesn't worship is sick. 3, a church that doesn't win soul is sick. How can the Holy Ghost function in a church? Prayers. That's what incubates the atmosphere for him to come in. How does the presence of God come down on the church? Prayer. That is what gets him in. A church does not pray. That church is just a social organization. It's a social club. And the vital force of the Holy Ghost cannot be in operation in that church. You just be bugging people with head knowledge, bugging people with all kinds of, secular humanism. The spirit thing will not be there. So grow in prayers. Jesus he also grew in favor with God. Church development. Grow, pray. Because that is how to incubate power. How to carry power. It distinguishes you from the other guys out there talking. You carry mic. How can wisdom open blind eyes? It's power that does it. How can head knowledge raise crippled men? We are doing a program this year. This year is packed full. There's a program this year we are doing titled Miracle Convention. Just miracles. Just bring people who are going through, discharge them. Let me also let you know something. Every territory you want to take has already been taken. Long before you were born. The devil fell before man was created. Territories were taken before you were born. So if you want to have dominion in a territory, you need to learn how to be a man of bended knees. Look at Jesus or God moving the children of Israel into Canaan. He told them the land indeed flowed with milk and honey. But they were already giants in the land. They were Midianites in the land. Jebusites and all those guys. And these guys were meant to be conquered. Canaan was sworn to them by God. He swore that land and gave it to their fathers. He said, I'm taking you to the land I swore to your fathers to give to you for an inheritance. But can you not see that there were already people occupying the land? The land was not vacant. No territory is vacant. There are forces there. Those forces will fight your ministry if you don't expel them. There's a way you need to get them out of that place. Clear the place. To possess a city, you need to bind the strong man in the city. You need to arrest the man in charge. You can't take a city until you arrest the guy in charge. So the way to do it is prayers. You need to pray. We tell you to pray. You don't know what we're telling you to do. You think we're telling you to, we're bugging you. Some of you, they keep pushing you. And sometimes I wonder, this trailer we are pushing, we push. It takes hard work to push trailer. Have you seen where they are pushing trailer? And to make matters worse, is carrying bags of cement and garri. You're pushing the thing, it can't move. It's just there, pushing it. And you push it, the thing starts getting angry with you. He thinks you are his problem. Number 3, goal setting. Set goals of where you want your church to be. Set goals such as financial goals. Set growth goals. Growth goals. This month, what's our target? What's your target in your church? We want 100 members. Set goals. Financial target. Set goals. Then pursue them. Pursue them and hit them. Set goals. Number 4, develop plans on how to reach your goals. You see? After you set goals, develop plans on how to reach your goals. The next thing is develop a unique quality of service. That means in your church, build your church in such a way that the people who have a heaven on earth experience. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Let it be something we do, that every time people come to Pristine Hills, anywhere we are, people have a heaven on earth experience. The way things are done, the organization, the way things are set. How many of you like the way our church is? Does it not look good? Okay, we are setting it, putting things in order. Why are we spending money to do all this? To make it look comfortable. So people can have a heaven on earth experience. The style of worship. Get good songs. The way church is decorated. Good decoration. The way the preacher preach, add some comic relief and all that. You see, I do it most of the time. People will laugh. I like that pastor. He can make people laugh. Let people have MVPs. How are they welcome? Get them juice. Get them meat pie. Get them cake. Talk nicely with people. Hug people. Shake hands with people. Love people. Choir. Improve yourself. Develop yourself. Let people enjoy your songs. When people come to church, let everything be enjoyable. Let your dressing give you heaven on earth experience. My God, that church is like heaven. You see the quality of dressing. The people can love. The way they smile. The way they greet people. Oh my God. So, what service areas we have in church? Go and repackage those areas. NDP, repackage. Take your department and start running training with them. Teach them how to treat people nicely. How to treat people with courtesy. Teach them how to talk to people. Teach them the languages, please. All those magic languages, please. I'm sorry, please. All those things. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming to church. The way what new idea can we bring to improve church? We can put a greeters department out there. Put some nice guys with uniforms. Who are coming to church, they are celebrating them, clapping hands for them. Welcome to Pristine Hills. We value you. And all that. And they're feeling, whoa, man, all that for me. Then it's time to work on MVP, the MVPs in church. People are shouting and loving them, and we are doing it as though, they're like, what? All that for me? Why would people not want to come back to church? Church dismisses. Pastors are the first to go. Leaders are the first to go and meet newcomers. And oh, thank you for coming. Your clothes is beautiful. Your shoes are beautiful. Oh, I like your hairstyle. All that. Hope you enjoy service. What didn't you like in the service? They are talking. Pastors are doing, man, I like those people. They are so powerful. And there's a way they do it. We need to know how to do this strategically. They pick very, very beautiful, beautiful and handsome people. You don't put fearfully made there. You put wonderfully made. You hear what I'm saying? You don't put, because can't you see banks? The ones they put at the customer care unit. Can't you see? Can't you see banks? The ones they send for marketing. Then they hide the ugly ones upstairs. Inside. That's the ones who count money. They put them inside. So God has given you fine face. Use it for His glory. Let people feel warmth when they come to church. Stop boning up. Guys, the same thing. Because you are usher, you just... And the guy mistakenly sees where to stand up. Hey guys, please let me see. In this church we are disciplined. Ouch. Say, please, no excuse. Out. That person will manage to end service that day. There's nothing you do that will enter. When service finished, he finds his wealth. Smile at. Let everything. Music. You can't make mistake while playing. You don't know who came to church because of the worship session. You don't know who came to church because of the praise session. You don't come here and come and mesmerize yourself. Somebody flew from Port Harcourt to Lagos just to go and hear Daystar Choir sing. You just be challenged. The first thing that happened to you is that, I tell people, when you go for such programs, you don't go only to be changed. You go to be challenged. Two things that happens to you. So quality of service should improve. So work on our worship system. These are the areas. Work on your word. When you preach, let people hear your preaching sound like it's unique. This pastor preaches well. Nobody preaches like that pastor. Don't come here and be reciting things and be guessing things and be talking out of context and all that. Be a good preacher. A pastor, be a good preacher. And work on the quality of everything you do in your service. Okay, number 5. Evangelism. You see the principles of church growth I'm showing you now. Evangelism. Evangelism. No church grows without an influx of new people. In every service, there should be influx of new people. That means every week, once a week, minimum of once a week, everybody in church should go out and do evangelism. That's one of the things that is dead now in the church. What we have now is migration. There's no more active soul winning. Is not that somebody just changed church. That is not soul winning. I know there's that area of, church growth where people can decide, okay, I am more blessed here. This is my family. I found my DNA and all that. That is okay. But now, what about that one that touches the unchurched? There's a problem in the present day church. There's a problem in that area. No more passionate love and hunger for the lost world. That somebody can come to church and say, this is my first time coming to church. I never knew Jesus before. I found Jesus when I came for this service. We no longer have it. The lost world. Evangelism. Reaching the unchurched. Every week, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. Somebody who has not known Jesus, about church, about Jesus. Then, it's easier to even get people like that. It's easier to give people like that a meaning. Give their lives meaning that way. Introduce Jesus to them. Win them. Get them saved. Evangelism. Evangelism. So nobody is expected. You are a leader, you are a pastor, you are a worker. No. It is a sign of sickness not to win soul. You are sick. It's a sign of spiritual disease. It's a sign of spiritual sickness. Every day of your life, you should program a minute or so to win a soul. At least once a week. Saturday is a good day. So coming with somebody to church, my soul, I want a soul. It's just like saying you brought a customer to a bank. You're working in a bank and you're not winning customers for that bank and they are paying you. The day they discover they will fire you. You are a liability to them. Just like opening a shop and you're not looking for customers to patronize you. The way you go around with a complimentary card and tell them, I am selling cement, I sell food, I sell this. Come and buy from me, I'm selling clothes and all that. That's the same way church should run. Any church that is not winning souls, no matter the quality of message that church preach, it's just like cooking food. And nobody is coming to buy the food. No matter the quality of the food, it doesn't make any sense. Evangelism. Evangelism. So, in your church, you'll have church, your pastor, you're going to pastor a church tomorrow. Good. Don't just be bugging your members with revelation. No. Also give them a revelation of evangelism. Send them. Also teach them how to disciple. Teach them how to win souls. That's what I'm doing with you now. Give them a revelation of the vision of the ministry. Teach them how to care for others. Okay. Evangelism must be an ongoing process. At your time, read Matthew chapter 9 verse 36 to 37. But you can put it up so we can see it also. Okay, number 6. Release ministries. That's one of the principles of church growth. Release ministries. At this point, everybody in your church, your pastors, your workers, your leaders should be released to go and do ministry. You are a pastor and you are of the stage of starting a church. What are you waiting for? Go and start. You are a leader, you are a worker. Go and start a cell group. We're still going to come to this issue of cell group. We're going to be running training specifically for some time on cell system. You see this now, those of you who are starting new work now, who are starting churches, these are the principles for growing that work. This is church growth principle. This is just the principle I've shown you. You see that number one, the pastor's growth. It starts with you. Prayer. That's why I say go and get that 5G for growing a strong church. You will see more principles there, and I didn't even touch one. The evangelism. And other ones. Quality of your service and other ones. Once you take these things now I've shown you, go and study the notes, get the tapes and stay on the tapes. You can't come back here with nothing less than results. 100% result. You cannot. I'm showing you the formula now. This is what's going to help you travel farther than others who are just coming around to church and sitting down and waiting for Sunday services. No. This is the formula. Then now, your own may not be that you're going to start a church. Start in your own church. Win those souls. Bring them to church. Disciple them. Train them. These things, this is what to be doing. Follow them up. Call them. Care for them. Everybody should learn how to take responsibility for at least one person. Somebody needs to be dependent on you. Somebody needs to call you his mentor. Somebody needs to call you her mentor. Get to that level. Can be your husband. Can be your wife who is discipling, your discipling. It can be your children. It can be your younger ones. It can be your friends. Somebody needs to call you mentor. If you don't have any person like that over your life, then you will, the day the rain of life will fall. You know why some people can knock, some people cannot. Something hits them, there's nobody to call, there's nobody to rescue them and all that. Because you are not helping anybody. You don't have somebody to say, this is my mentor, this is somebody who is taking responsibility for my growth. You will be miserable in this life. You will be miserable. You will be miserable. How do I know you are growing? There are certain tests I give to you. If you're not able to pass those little tests, your growth is still far. You see, like this, go and win souls. Start a cell. Start a group of 3, G12. Or yeah, plant that church. That thing some of you are running now, maybe like in cars now you're running, is a church already. Go and look for a hall. Don't wait for fair weather. Look for a hall. Have you gotten a hall somewhere? Yes, I've gotten. Start. 1 person, 2 persons. Church have started from that thing. Before you notice it, you think what is good. What is going to impress me from you? It's not that you come to church more early than the other. It's that this thing I'm dishing out, as I'm dishing them, you may have been here for years with me. Somebody just come in 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, hears me, starts this thing, and he has benched you. That's why you need to work on your level of reception. As I'm talking to all of you now, we are not hearing the same thing. There's some who are hearing this thing twice faster. Others are hearing it once and it's taking them time. Just go. Somebody who's hungry, just steps out now. He go and pick a hall somewhere. Okay, I'm paying for this one. Pastor, I've seen a hall. I want to start. Bless me, commission me. He doesn't yet have everything it takes, so he has started. And before you notice it, the work is growing. Before you notice it, he has raised men. Before you notice it, this guy is coming up to pastor's level. Before you notice it, he has disciples. We are coming for meetings. He's coming with people. And you're wondering, wow, see pastors under this guy. Why would you leave him there? You have moved him to another level. Because the reward for a job well done is more work. You move him to another level. There are people, as they are growing in the ministry, as they are releasing results, you pick them, reward them, move them up. Even people who have been there before them, let them become the leaders over them. So they know this is not about who came first. It's about who is catching it faster. So really for ministry, church will not grow until people start going out. The strength of a church is not in the seating capacity of the church. It's in the sending capacity. Okay, let me show you how we can multiply churches now. Because one of the secrets for church growth is church multiplication. Ikwo alone has potential for close to 50 churches, 50 church network within that axis. Ikwo can even pioneer Afikpo. That axis. It has ability to do that. Ikwo city alone, you can start even 10 in that same locality. This is a church already. That's a church. You see that Smedan hall I saw there and that WDC hall that I saw there. Inside that WDC, you see their halls there. There's a hall at Smedal Hall. I went inside that Smedal Hall and looked. Just fine ambience. Just lying down there. Who will go and take that place first? What are you looking for? You're not going to pioneer anything. We already have a structure. Start there. We will load that place in 1 week. Aggressive evangelism at Presco. Before you notice it, one Sunday you're already sitting 50 people. Do a program. Then you already have resources. Collaborate. Synergize. This one, invite this one to come and speak. Just be doing programs. Then look at pastor's tapes everywhere. Carry it and go and display there. Okay. Start transferring the messages into the phones of people. You see how easy. The problem is that some of you are not seeing this thing. People from Presco who are having a problem with coming down to work can just stone throw into the church. It's the same prison use. Carry my banner and put them. What does it take to do that thing? Carry my banner, put it there, put my picture, put my messages there, put books. Sometimes come to church, play one of pastor's interesting message. They hear, get few things. It doesn't take anything. Somebody who is passionately who is in love with this thing. Oh, but 100,000 has gotten you one mixer there, one keyboard. You don't need so much, and one small speaker. Start from there. But let the quality of your message be rich. Let people see that when they come, it's not about, okay, we are just starting. You can track. Put these things I've shown you work. You have focus. As long as you have focus, you are passionate. Something you started with just few people, one or two little, you can't stop him. Today we are having sound systems working into millions. We are having ACs in church. We are having all kinds of things. Look at the way our church is looking now. If you know how we started. And there was just no support from anywhere. Now you have church. There's a structure. There was no human resource who could we bring to come and help us? I was the one doing all the things, doing all the helping. Now you have tapes. Now you have books. You have training. Why will you fail? You have people now. Do a program, do a flyer, bring speakers. You have me, you have some people here. Put there. Call it a business seminar. What idea have we not released in this house? Why will you still fail? Where will you come up? That's the question. Why will you still fail? And you have a place. You have 50. He's hitting 100. Coming down to sit down and listen to your wisdom. Just grow yourself. Back it up with prayers. Then evangelism. You enter that campus. Scatter them in their class. You see some. Recognize talents and potentials in people. Hey, I drag the person. You are into music. Come, let me show you how. Cast the vision. Show him the part he has in the vision. How the vision can profit him. That's what you need to be doing now. Just sit down, soak yourself on this. Before you notice it, you have moved up. Oh. Some of you here who have potentials to church planting. You just plant one. You plant one, plant 10, plant 20, plant 100. It's lying dormant. Fear has crippled it. Excuses have crippled it. That's one church that has potentials for more churches. This is one church. They just take the same thing and put in them and start replicating it. Who say you can't take that Smedal Hall? If you don't even know, ladies are the best pastors now. People like going to churches where the ladies are the ones preaching. Have a female pastor in a church. Go and check. The church will go faster than the one the man is pastoring. I've just given somebody expo now. Smedal Hall is free. WDC Hall. There are some halls there free. Somebody who has wisdom, tomorrow will go and take it. We will not even be waiting too much. Go and take it and come back. Can even go and take it and run with this thing. And others will be there. When did they come? What is going on? And church has said, I go there, check, commission the thing. We do a program. No protocol is involved in starting that thing. And pick few persons, few helpers of the vision. 2, 3. Jesus, how many did he start with? He just picked a few. Before they became 12, he has started loading them. Just have some level of wisdom. Pastor, You can get me now with ease. We do a program, put my picture, we load it there. I already have a face in town, have popularity. I come there. You don't even need to call it church anything. Just put it career development program. Call it anything, business, whatever. Call it anything, motivation. Just spark people. Call it a music concert. We release, go there, carry our artists, go there, do something. Church have started. Then you're meeting there every Wednesday and meeting on Sunday. Then you will see how you become a blessed man overnight. Every man's gold is in his field. There's a field for every man and a man for every field. Every man's treasure is tied to the field he's stealing. You can go and take in Kaliki. You just need to have eyes that sees differently. That was how I took this place. The place was just, I had to take it. You can see something there. Take it. Now, that place I just cast, that Presco. Somebody who is thinking, I don't know who is going to go there, but somebody who is thinking can go and take that place tomorrow. Very juicy place. I drove there myself. So that person can drive somewhere else, my 50. Just be looking around. Then you would have seen how you become a principality overnight. You see Pastor Hugo, or Pastor Mike, or Pastor Ben, they go to all over the world. They are traveling with Pastor. You go for camp meeting. Network of DC churches from all over the world gather. And Pastor Mike is coming to preach. The whole hall is shouting. Tens of thousands are screaming. If you know the price they pay to come out from the crowd. And people who started with him are still in the hall shouting for him. So you can do work. This one go and do his work. This one go and do his work. This one. When we converge that work together. We converge it. People from Ikwa are coming. This one from Presco, they are coming. These ones are coming. When you come out to come and talk, you just came with Presco people, you just came with Castle, whichever people. You just come up here. You see network of people shouting. When you finish breaking their spinal cord, these ones go back to their chat and say, man, that pastor from Presco is something else. Oh boy. Fame has started spreading. It has left Presco. It has entered Afibo now. Before you notice it, Afibo spread. We enter Imo. We are converging. That is how church grows. That's the secret of these people. There's no big magic anywhere. I have it at my fingertips. All I require is people who can. Hey. Platform, the platform, unique platform. Enviable. Look at this national shift we are doing. Images of a black race. Whose portraits do you think should have been on the billboards? Your own. Your own. Camp meeting. Minister summit. Women's convention. You guys do women's convention tomorrow now. Think women from all over the places are gathering. And you are up there. How do you think Reverend Hicks has her glory? How do you think Pastor Sarah has it? How do you think Pastor Shalom has this glory? You think he's just sitting down somewhere? You think there are no age mates in the crowd like them? Why are they distinguished? Those of you who would catch this and go and do it, you mean, now you won't understand it the way I'm saying it. It is when it starts happening. You say, Pastor said this thing. You say, hey, Pastor said it. We didn't understand it, but we had to do it. Now, the foolishness has become wisdom. So what are you waiting for? You are still waiting here? No, you are wasting. Go and start. Go and plot a graph on paper. Come and show me tomorrow. Think, Pastor, see this territory. I want to go. You don't need to go too far within this place alone. You see the same influence I'm exhuming on you. You carry the same influence. You are exhuming. You have a team of pastors under you. Loyal men and women who honor you. Men who are looking up to you. Men, when you sneeze, they will rally around to get you whatever you want. That's the level you need to get to. Stop living too small. The world is waiting for you. Ishieke is waiting there. Presco is waiting. Cas Axis is waiting. Iku is waiting. Afiku. They are waiting. There's no pastor I know, especially these senior pastors, you guys who I'm talking to now have potentials for CEC pastors in this ministry. And the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. The higher. Now you have the opportunity. Move. Senior pastorship. Check all those guys. None of them are poor. Why? This thing started early. They knew when the opportunity was calling forth. We spread this nation shift now. Watch the harvest. There are sons all over the nations waiting. All over the world. Don't think you are the only son. They are waiting for manifestation. Sons, one program we just release you. You will see them flow. Just waiting for when they will just connect and take somebody's place. There are 3 things you need in life if you want to go far. 3 P's. 3 P's. When God brings you in a place like this, 3 P's you must recognize. Don't forget it. Number 1, a pastor. Number 2, a place. Number 3, a position. When God gives you a place and a pastor, please don't just celebrate the place. Find a position. A position. Those of you, position is important in destiny. You know why Jacob was struggling with the heels of Jacob? Jacob was struggling with the heels of Esau. You know why? Position. If I can come out first as first son, I carry inheritance of my father's first son. If he came out as second son, he still stole the birthright. Position is important. If you don't know, it is. You need, pastor is important. Then you see place. Your place is priestly hills. But you need a position. Where are you positioned? Where are you standing? So if you are playing with it, as we are going up, it will be clear. Some of you would cry, oh God, I wish I didn't play when I was told this thing. Now see. Go and displace Ambrose Cecily. He has position now, not just a place. He has a pastor, he has a place, he has a position. Go and displace Biondu Lawa, let's see. Yes. But do you know these guys took the places of people who were misbehaving? Many of them were misbehaving. They were talking A, they were talking B and C. People who were serious minded just came. When did Biondu Lawa join the ministry? Was it there from the scratch? Just came in from the backyard. Some people who were busy thinking, oh, this man is just, they took it. So release people from ministry. I asked you guys to stand so you will see how many churches we have. But they are sitting inside here. It will not go far. The power is not going to be in the city, it's in the sending. Things I'm doing with some of you don't understand. There's a death process I'm passing you through. Death, crucifixion process. Crucifixion process. It will take men who understand this thing. That's why I ask you to pray for understanding. You need to understand it. Then you need to die. To a death to self. And take up loyalty. Take up the garment of a steward. Then you see the things and carries will start transferring. There are some who will take the teaching anointing. Some will take the healing anointing and the supernatural and the miraculous. Some will take the prophetic. Some will take the leadership side of him and all that. A lot of treasures packed in here. And you see all these treasures packed in, it should give you a clue that truly this man is called. Because God just equips him, not for him, but for you. God put all these things so you can come and take your own. A tanker carrying fuel is not carrying it for himself. He's carrying it for cars. Finally. Sit down. Finally. The use of electronics. Technology. So one of the principles of church growth is to learn how to use technology. Some of those technologies are television, radio, websites. Go and put your pastor on TV. It's important. Every church will make it a project. Pastor must be on TV. Pastor has to be on radio. It grows church. It grows church. It grows church. It grows church. Develop a powerful website for church. Even if you have your own chapter, develop a social media platform. Facebook, little website, general website of the church. Twitter, anything that helps you spread the news about your church, that helps create awareness about your church. It grows church. Technology. That church be technological based. TV. We can cover more people just on TV by going on air, on TV and radio, than we are doing even here, than we are doing hand bills and all that. Do you know how many homes we enter through TV? Without permission, without knocking on the gate, without booking for appointment. Do you know how many homes we preach to if we're on TV now? That's how church should be. Can you see the way they are doing it? You see Christ Embassy, they take Pastor Chris, they go and pay for a slot in ABBC and put him there. They pay in NTA. They have Believers Love What TV. Why are they still paying for that one? Every available means. Not everybody may have the cables and all those stuff, may have the Love Word on there. They go and put, you see the way every chapter is doing it. They put him on radio, put him on. Why are they doing it? Church growth. Somebody just hears the ministration at home. Pastor Chris, they start looking for Christ Embassy, not in Lagos, in Abakaliki. You stay there and waiting for you to go and have the TV or the television. You keep wasting your time. That's how it should be. You pastors, leaders, you make it a project. No, pastor's message, this thing he's preaching should go on TV. Let's record pastor. Put his video on TV. Put his message on radio. What do it take? Let's pay the price. A slot. Can put him once or twice a month or once a week, as the case may be. We start from somewhere. Okay, once a month. Can afford to pay for that. Or twice a month. We pay for that and put him up there. As we're doing it, your church is growing. Can't you see what they are doing? Go and put on their TV now. As a man is preaching on TV, they're advertising their branches. Christ Embassy, 950. They put Christ Embassy, Agolo. They put Christ Embassy. So they just advertise all their branches. Some of you don't see these things, but that's how church will run. Same thing with Dominion City. They carry pastor and put him on EBC, put him on NCA, and they're advertising their church branches. Somebody say, okay, this one is closer to me. Can you see that now? I like these people's ministration. They say, oh, address. Oh, so they even have a branch at somewhere around Owen Road. Wow. Oh, Prissy Hills. Oh, they have a Smeden. I've been at praise for all this while looking for a church where to fellowship. They just go. And you check MVP slips for that Sunday. Who invited you? You'll be seeing TV. You can't live to do all the invitation yourself. Let TV do some of the invitation. Let radio do some of it. That's why you see partnership is important. Hey, can you now see how to think in ministry? Talking to you guys. Some people who are thinking would have been wondering, this man must be working on himself to be able to know these things. He must have been studying great ministry. Then there's a sign this ministry is great ministry. You can't be dozing off when I'm teaching this kind of a thing. No. Then you should have, man is paying a level of price. Then why is there so much of gap between me and him? You're not able to think this way, the journey will be far. So these are things you should task yourself. Hey, we have to do this, else we perish. So use technology. Website is good. Facebook and all that. Okay, finally, number 8, the supernatural. So deploy the use of miracles, healings. All those explode church too. Don't talk in your church. Once in a while, do miracle programs. We have some this year to do. It explodes church. Grace Convention is a miracle program. Miracle Convention is a miracle program. Can't you see Pastor Chris after he does all his Rema, teaching. He go and do one night of bliss somewhere. He go and do an atmosphere of miracle somewhere. Those things grow churches. That's why your pastor needs space to wait on God. You need space to refresh in the spirit. We just do, people are going through things. Miracles grow church. The supernatural grows church. Don't just go and be doing word only. Once in a while, design a program. Call it a healing program. You will see people who are in need. You will see people are not just in need of word alone. People are in need of healing. You are a pastor. You should carry it. That's why you're a pastor. Somebody comes to your church and has headache and you can't cure headache. You are wasting your time. You can't lay your hands on the sick and they recover. No, you're wasting your time. As a pastor, you should be able to dispense all those treasures to people. Do a program, you can call it Morning Glory or Healing Dew. You see? Healing Dew. And invite people. Can't you see the one we did at Ipo? Can you see people gather the whole place? Few jammed packed. They there to do 10 principles of success. 10 keys to financial breakthrough. No. Keep doing all these keys until some of those keys run out. Don't do keys. Once in a while, use the supernatural. Have you not seen me flowing in it sometimes? Use the supernatural. We went to Iko and we opened the thing there. People gathered. The whole hall was full to the brim. Why? Because they saw Night of Healing and Miracles. Then I came to the stage that they preached. If you know you are blind, okay, put your hands there. Put your hands there. You know you are dumb. Or you are put. By the time I finished praying. See testimonies. This one came. Pastor, ears was there before. Now I'm hearing. People were shouting. This one, Pastor, I had partial this one. I couldn't see before. Now I can see. People were screaming out. We finished. Church starts. So, you're starting a church. Don't just do keys of 10 keys of 7 keys of this. Most of the keys are running out already. Do supernatural. Stand on your feet. You can't hear these things and go and fail. Then it means there's an Amadioha over your destiny. A big ROC who is, one Ogugu. Can't go and fail. You can't go and fail. You are in school, start something there. Secondary school, whatever, go and start in your school there. Start it. Make it a fellowship, a student's fellowship in that school. Find a day you are meeting. Make it maybe Monday, every Monday. All the students, are you hearing what I'm saying? All the students meet. Can be in secondary school and do it. That's where it starts. Before you notice it, some of you even have better foundation than I had. It's even starting most early for most of you now. Study every Monday. You close by 2 o'clock or 3 or what? Ahead 2. 2 to 3. You can call it anything. You can call it a fine name, Total Impact. Call it Pristine Hills Club. You're raising role models for the last generation. Or raising upcoming stars. Or raising the takeover generation. Something creative. Just put it, Pristine Hills Club. Start it in your secondary school. Start teaching them. Then, most of I tell them, you can come to church on Sunday. You come. That is how you start getting men who, you don't know. You don't. I don't know if some of you had questions to ask. Okay, I don't know how many of you have questions.
We believe you've been transformed by the wonders of God's Word. For additional information about us, you can visit our website at www.princetonhills.org. You can also send us a mail at info@princetonhills.org or call 070-331-66762 or 081-31-555-747. Princeton Hills Ministries, raising global leaders.